Want to take a look at this Makita Light. It's a DML801. I've had this about 4 years now, and I've been thoroughly impressed with it. This thing has quite a bit of flexibility, both in how it can be positioned, as well as just general uses because of the overall layout. It's got a dual flex head, locks in 6 positions, so approximately every 30 degrees, presuming they're equally spaced. Flashlight's got 12 LEDs. It's got 2 brightness settings. Primary or full brightness is all 12, and then it goes to half dim with every other one coming on in pairs. The end of it also rotates in 6 positions through 270 degrees, so that'll be every 45 degrees. It's really handy for being able to set up on the ground and shine down or consequently up at something that you're working on, especially at full brightness. This thing has tremendous capability of providing good flood lighting for just about anything you're going to be working on. Certainly within 10 feet, but I'll even use this doing chores at night and, shining between buildings that may be 80 yards between them or something like that. There's enough light that if something were moving in between you and the next building, provided it's a light background, you can see it moving across it. I've been very pleased with this. Material selection in this, I'm a little bit disappointed overall. Pretty much all of the plastic on this is ABS. In fact, I don't know if you can see that. Pretty much all the plastic on this is ABS. You can see it here. It's marked on it as well. The rubber overmolding is a TPE. I believe that's a plastic and rubber compound, thermoplastic mix. It's held up very well for me. Again, like I said, I've been using this for 4 years. Also on the back, it does come with a hook that swivels. Very handy for hanging it off the edge of a lip of something, or even in a hole. I've used that a ton. It did come with a rigging set to where you could hook into these points and suspend it from a strap, if you will, and you kind of change the angle. I've never used that. I've always either done handheld, set it down on the battery base, or been able to use the hook. I don't have any idea where I put the other piece. As a floodlight, I'm very impressed with it. I wish it had some kind of spotlight capability. I don't know if they could sneak something in here underneath or between the 2 pivoting sections. That's been the biggest downfall for me. At times I'd like to have some kind of spot, and this one just doesn't have it. If they were to put any other utility into this, my preference would be to have some kind of USB port down here. I did buy the separate USB adapter that comes with 2 USB ports and a power switch, and been pleased with that, but I think they could have provided this just a little bit more utility. Battery life on this is going to be way longer than any job that you're working on. It seems like it's somewhere in the 20-hour range, and that's with a 3 amp hour battery on high. I'd have to recheck those numbers. I've got 2 3s, 2 4s, and I just bought a 6 amp hour battery. It'll go way longer than anything I'm going to be working on. Underneath the contacts over time, you can see some wear markings, and that's just flaking right off as I try to try to polish on that. The contacts have held up very well. I've been very pleased with how this is done. Right after I bought this, I set it on a corrugated tin roof, and the wind was blowing, and it was about 6 feet off the ground, and this thing took a tumble onto concrete, and I knew immediately that I must have cracked the thing open, had a bad battery, you know, split it open, and much to my surprise, this thing's held up. I'm very surprised, being it's ABS plastic instead of some kind of glass-filled polypropylene, which I would rather see in this. But again, I can't say enough about its flood capabilities, the versatility that I have in being able to re-index this and twist that around. A very good floodlight. It does not have the two like nylon cylinders on the bottom that they seem to be putting on a lot of their tools to keep them from rattling or to retain this better. I've never had any trouble with this thing trying to fit loosely or trying to lose the battery. It fits very snug. You can tell it locks in and it's just there. Again, no problems and excellent battery retention. So highly recommended if you're in with Makita on their tools. Can't recommend it enough. I wish they would include this in their tool sets, but alas, at present they haven't done that, and maybe they've got a slightly better model now. I haven't seen it yet if they do, but overall, if you buy this, I think you'll be very pleased with it.